Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. These art lessons are taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I hope you have fun, create imaginative works of art, and make sure you share them with someone because, after all, the visual arts are meant to be seen. Hello, Cape artists, and welcome back to another episode at the Heart of a Viking. In this episode, and all the episodes this week, we are traveling to Africa, but we're also creating artworks from recycled or repurposed objects in honor of Earth Week. So today we are celebrating a special type of artwork called Bogolanfini. You're going to be excited about this. Bogolanfini is also known as mud paintings, and these mud paintings are very popular on the western coast of Africa in the country of Mali. This is a perfect project for Earth Week because another name for mud is Earth. And since this is Earth Week, I can't think of a better time to be creating a mud painting. So let's learn a little bit more about these Bogolanfini, and then you'll get to go on a hunt for some dirt from your backyard. Bogolanfini comes from the Bambara language. Bogo means mud, Ian means with, and Fini means cloth. It is the name used for the cloth decorated by women in the Bambara-speaking region of Mali, using dye made from mud and leaves to produce white design outlines on a black or brown background. Find Mali on the map. Notice it's a landlocked country in West Africa. It's among the poorest in the world, but it does export cotton and gold, especially to China. It's a very dry, arid land, with the Niger River being the major river cutting across the country. People around the river enjoy fishing and eating Nile perch. Many people speak French, that's the official language, but there are over 30 other languages spoken. Among African fabrics, the mudcloth of Mali in West Africa is very well known. Mudcloth is made from cotton strips woven together by men and stitched to form a larger cloth. Women then decorate the cloth with mud from the seasonal rivers in Mali. Mudcloth patterns are rich with meaning for the people of Mali. They symbolize the use of the cloth or convey a message to the wearer. Applying patterns to mudcloth is labor-intensive and very time-consuming. First, women soak the rough cotton cloth in leaves that have a natural softening agent called a tannin. When they apply the clay in bands, diamonds, and other geometric shapes, the clay reacts with the tannin and a dark brown design is left on the fabric. The background of the fabric is then bleached white or cream to improve the contrast of the design. Mudcloth is worn for ceremonial purposes in Mali. The cloth serves as an outfit during rituals or as a shroud during funerals. Although mainly worn by women, mudcloth is also worn proudly by hunters to signal their status in their social group. The beauty of the fabric has prompted the creation of variations on the basic design. A lighter weight version of the cloth is used for tablecloths and sheets. Men make stencil cloth for tourists, and some mudcloth is commercially made for export. Stick around and we'll go over the supplies that you need to get started with today's mud painting. Alrighty, so for our mud painting, here are the things that we're going to need. First, we're going to need just a little bit of dish soap. Any kind will do. We're going to be needing some dirt from outside, so just take an old cup and a little spoon outside and get yourself some dirt. Also an empty cup for mixing later, and a paintbrush that you don't mind maybe messing up a little, and some extra water. Either black or brown paint. You can also use food coloring if you have that instead. And some white glue. Then we're going to need a regular pencil, a little piece of scrap paper to do a practice drawing, and something that's cardstock-like. So the paper that I have that's a rectangle is actual cardstock paper, and then this is a paper plate, but you have to be careful that the paper plate doesn't have a waxy coating. So I chose my paper plate because it does not have a wax coating, which means that the paint will have no trouble sticking to it. Alright, so let's begin our practice design. So start by dividing your paper into some smaller sections, and then just use simple lines or geometric shapes to make a pattern across the surface of your paper. Alright, so now just redraw your practice design on your good piece of paper. If you're working on a paper plate, same idea, just draw on the paper plate now. Alright, so definitely put that aside so nothing happens to it. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a piece of newspaper as well to protect my area. So now I'm going to take my empty cup and scoop about 4 spoonfuls of dirt into my cup. I'm adding a little bit of water to turn that dirt into mud in a second. Add a little squeeze of soap. Adding the soap helps it smoothly paint a little bit better. And then by adding some glue to it, you're going to be able to make it stick to your paper a little bit more so it doesn't all flake off. And then since my dirt was so dark, I added the black paint. I'm not sure if I would have added the brown paint, what would have happened. Then I'm just going to stir, stir, stir and see if it feels kind of like a thick cake mix. That's sort of the consistency that I want. So this brown one that I had some other dirt outside that was a lot lighter. It had a lot of sand mixed in with it. So I made the same experiment with that one, except I added brown paint to it instead of black. Now I'm just going to use my black or brown, or black and brown if you're able to make both like I did. Now I'm just going to paint my picture. Painting with the mud paint is a lot different than painting with regular paint. It's very thick and kind of goopy, so whenever you're working, it's more like you're scooping out the paint instead of just painting it on, and you have to use the brush in a different way. You can always do a little bit of practicing on your newspaper till you get the hang of what you want to be able to create. And then just keep moving forward. Alright, so as you can see, I got so inspired after making my rectangle painting that I decided to go ahead and also paint on my paper plate. Painting with the mud paint turned out to be a super fun and relaxing activity that I've made an extra painting. I wonder if you'll feel that inspiration too. Alright, I hope you had a great time painting with your mud paint today, and I'll see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking. HOB artists, don't forget to hop on over to Artsonia to upload a photograph of your piece of artwork to your art portfolio. I can't wait to see it.